to the motherfucking show. So, on that note, welcome back to the Abyss. I've had a lot of shit go down in the last couple of days. And I've been racking my head on it. Initially, I wasn't going to say shit. But the more I sat and thought about it, and the more I talked to a couple of friends about it, the more I just got to the point where I'm just like, fuck it. So now I'm going to put these fuckers on blast. So, it would have been about 4 months on October 28th that I started working for a company called Osl Retail. For those of you who are not familiar with them, they are a company based out of Canada. They basically go into stores like Walmart, Sam's Club, and a few others. Basically, they do what those companies don't have or can't have or frankly don't want. It all depends on how you look at it. A designated team to handle certain things, whether it's assembly of certain merchandise, grills, stuff like that, clear to the selling of cell phones for the company on select carriers. My position with OSL was selling cell phones for Sam's Club that were on AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint. And everything was going fine up until I turned my team lead in for conducting practices that were unethical, for one, along with informing management of a customer complaint about my lead. So a couple of days ago, the district manager comes in. It's actually about 3 days ago now. The district manager for OSL comes into the club I'm working at, sits down, talks to management, talks to the AP department, goes through the tapes, can't find any evidence of what I told her. Okay. She sat me down. I basically got a slap on the wrist for it. Okay, fine, whatever. The very next day, I am informed by my lead that the club manager no longer wants me in the building to work for OSL, that is. And I was suspended. I was suspended for doing my job, for being concerned about my job, for turning in unethical practices because I thought it was morally right. And I'm the one getting kicked out. Really? Really? In what world does that make any sense? So why would I put them on blast like this? Why would I risk any kind of lawsuit? I have already sat down with a legal consultant, ran the entire situation down to him, the entirety of the situation that I informed Sam's Club management and OSL management on, along with the terms in which I was suspended, otherwise kicked out of the club, and what my lead said to me the night I was suspended. My lead said to me, and I quote, "You shouldn't have gone behind my back." So I ran it all by him. This legal consultant, by the way, is a licensed paralegal. I also ran it by a good friend of mine who has a master's degree in criminology. And they both told me the exact same thing, that this is nothing short of an act of retaliation, and that if I chose to press charges, I would win the suit. So I am still highly debating on that matter, because needless to say, I don't take too kindly to, first off, my money getting screwed with over me doing what I thought was ethically and morally right. Nor do I appreciate any kind of scare tactics. So, this is typically where someone would say, don't go to their local Sam's Club to get a cell phone. The Sam's Club that I'm referring to, by the way, is in Washington, Pennsylvania. My recommendation to everybody watching this video: don't go to any Sam's Club that is not staffed by Sam's Club. I'm sorry, do not go to any Sam's Club that has a mobile counter who is staffed by anyone other than Sam's Club. Because here's exactly what I got turned in for. Here's exactly what I got suspended for. Here's exactly why the club manager kicked me out of that club. So, the unethical practices that my team lead was conducting, first off, was not only entering customer-sensitive information, aka a social security number, he was also writing it down in most cases, or having the customer write it down on a counter that's open where people can easily walk behind us. And as far as that, if he wasn't writing it down, there were many times I caught the customer running their social security number off to my lead. The other thing was there's an electronic signature done at the end of the process on the one computer. He was doing the electronic signature for the customer. That's what I got kicked out of a club for. I got kicked out of a club because of the unethical practices he was doing, and I just had the balls to turn him in for it. But because there was nothing found on the cameras to support my claim, first off, those cameras aren't going to see what's on the computer monitors based on the way the monitors are sat on the counter. Secondly, they're not going to catch what's happening on the keyboard because the monitor is in the way. And there's no audio on those cameras because out of all 50 states, there's only one state in this entire country capable and legally allowed to record audio. But because they failed to find any evidence of this on the cameras, I got suspended. I got kicked out of that club. Really. You're going to basically shoot the messenger. You're going to punish the one who did everything ethically right. I would have the customers come around and enter in their own social security number. I would have the customers come around and sign the electronic signature. I would show them how to do it, along with explaining to them on how to do it. Hit clear and have them sign it, because that is both ethically and morally responsible. Now, in OSL's policy, they are allowed to enter in the customer's social security number as long as the customer is okay with it. Meanwhile, and I know it's been a little while since I've worked for Walmart, but I'm pretty sure Walmart's privacy policies, especially when it comes down to a social security number or any other sensitive customer information, the associate is not to enter it. They are to have the customer enter it. So right there's a conflict of interest between the two companies, because one company allows you full access to enter in the customer's social security number. The other company forbids you from it. OSL is a quote-unquote guest inside of each Sam's Club and Walmart that they are in. As such, their associates have to follow Walmart and Sam's Club policies, including the privacy policy, which the team lead at the Washington Sam's Club for OSL was not doing. Now, they can try to rebuke this all they want. They can try to come up with any kind of rebuttal. They can try anything. I know for a fact what happened. So, real quick, the reason I know, and I don't know why I didn't put this in the video to begin with, the reason I happen to know for a fact that the third-party companies inside of any store, whether it be Walmart, Sam's Club, wherever, have to follow that company's policies is because I've worked for a third-party company before. I worked for a company called C-DOGG, and even they tell you, do not enter in the customer's social security number, have them do it. Third-party companies have to follow that main company's privacy policies. I don't care if it's T-Rock, I don't care if it's OSL, I don't care who it is. If you are a company operating inside of another company, selling merchandise for that company, that requires you to handle sensitive customer information such as the social security number, you have to follow that company's privacy policies, not the other way around. Enjoy the rest of the video. They stopped coming, about to flow tonight. Am I gonna be spitting wickedness? Show you right. Vulgar like Dolomite, not gonna flow the light. But obviously, my opinion doesn't matter. If it did, I wouldn't have been suspended. I would have been kicked out of the club. So I'll say again, I've spoken with a licensed paralegal and a friend of mine who has a master's degree in criminology. Ran down the same shit that I just told all of you, including the little part where my team lead said to me, and I quote, "You shouldn't have gone behind my back." And they both said, and I quote, "This is an act of retaliation by both companies." So, I'm still considering it. I'm still very strongly considering it. My suggestion, again, to everyone watching this video, don't go to any Sam's Club with a mobile kiosk manned by anyone other than Sam's Club employees. And even then be wary. Because clearly they're not willing to enforce their privacy policies at the Washington Sam's Club. So why would they be willing to enforce those policies anywhere else? And this doesn't just go for Sam's Club. This goes for Walmart's as well, with anyone other than their employees manning their cell phone counter. Now, a lot of you are going to think this is done out of spite. No, this isn't done out of spite. I'm doing this to inform you. I was wrongly kicked out of my job for things I did not do. For simply informing management on both Sam's Club side and OSL side of what was going on, of what I have witnessed, and of what an associate told me. And a customer complaint. And here's the customer complaint. I dealt with a customer a week after that new iPhone dropped. That customer came in livid. Because my lead had called them the day the phone released, the day we got all the pre-orders in, scheduled for them to come in and get the phones, calls them an hour later and tells them, and I quote, "Do not bother coming in, I just sold the phone." This is the same lead that in the same day almost sold another pre-ordered phone to someone else who did not pre-order the phone. If the lady hadn't come in to get her phone when she did, she wouldn't have gotten her phone. Let me ask you people something. Is that really something you want to deal with? Is that really a situation you want to find yourself in? Is that the type of associate you want to put your trust in? I wouldn't. Again, I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm not doing it out of hatred. I'm doing this to inform you, the public. Because if this is going on here in Washington, Pennsylvania, who knows how many other Sam's Club with OSL reps this is going on in. Who knows how many other Walmarts with or without OSL reps. With any form of outside rep handling their cell phones. Who's to say it's not going on there? I would be very careful of where you get your cell phones. And in my personal opinion, if it's not a carrier store, I wouldn't go. After knowing stuff like this, I wouldn't go. So just a little something for you guys to think on. You can take what I said to heart. You can brush it off. It's up to you. I let the people make their own choices, come to their own conclusions. This is merely a story of what happened to someone, all because they did what was morally and ethically right. There's not too many people out here in the world that's left like that. I truly am one of a kind. I am basically the last of a dying breed. But again, just a few things for you guys to really think about the next time you're in the market for a cell phone. And to all the Sam's Club members out there, they've got a big event coming up soon. I wouldn't get a cell phone from them. Not at all. But again, that's up to you. I would just be careful if you do.